Ready?
Sure.
What's going on? Did you know it was that official? No. Welcome to the big time. This is Kicking It With, episode 36. My name is Zac Holcomb. This is Hailey Bigler. And how are you guys doing today? So how are you doing?
Good.
You weren't expecting
so
that.
No.
I told you to try to be serious about it. That is funny. I had Jeremy Lane in last night, or 2 nights ago, and he comes in and he's like, bom, 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 bom. I was like, yes, it's working. The sound bites are working. So, anywho. Well, what's going on? Welcome on. We finally nabbed you. Tried to get you in November, December, January, and then today I tried to BS you out of me being here even.
So I pulled past and I was like, this man is not in bed. I'm clearly looking at him.
Yeah, she sent me a text at like 12, she's supposed to be here like 12:55, like, hey, everything on? I was like, oh yeah, that's all good. I'm still in bed. And she was like, oh, and then she went by and saw me here. So, but yeah, try to keep you on your toes.
We're finally here.
Yeah, we made it happen. So all in good time. So what's been going on lately? You took a big girl job here recently.
I did.
How's that been going?
It's really good, actually. One, it's nice to have health insurance.
Yeah.
And when I don't ever go to the doctor, but if I need to, I can go. But other than that, these people. Okay. Anyways, other than that, it's really awesome. I do love my job.
Yeah, good.
And I like, I guess, like a steady job, 8 to 5, whatever.
Yeah,
go home, do what I want.
Yeah, that's cool. Got to be cool leaving when you usually are showing up to work.
Yeah,
right?
it's
like
so
changes
amazing.
your life a little bit.
My sleep schedule is perfect now.
Yeah, you start seeing before noon. Mm-hmm. Again.
And before it was like 1 p.m. Like, what's up?
Yeah, that's what I used to do too. So
bad.
I used to do like bartending and stuff like that, and that was the way I pretty much lived my life. Was like. I had to be at work I was like 19 or 20. So I was like living that life, had my own place, it was full-blown degenerate lifestyle.
Oh, for sure.
And, I was like hanging out with all those 27-year-olds that were kind of like bad influences. So, I was like doing that, and it was like I had to be at work at 4, and I'd like crack my eyes open like 2:55 every day and like wander in and make it in at 4, be awake-ish about by 6,
There's
and then do it all over again.
How many times I've done that.
That is too funny. Still working at the Saloon and doing all that fun stuff?
Yeah, like 2 nights a week.
Yeah.
3 for the next 3 weeks, though, because, got to make money for trips.
So I was going to ask, you must have a big vacation coming up or something.
I'm actually going with Blair and Alex.
That's right.
Yeah, that's in March.
Yeah, I'm going to have to.
Middle of March.
I'm going to have to deny that request when it comes across.
Well, it's too late for me. If I'm not denied, I'd be pissed.
That's funny.
No, I think that's the only big thing. I think I'm going to Canada in May. I don't know yet. I have Memorial Day off, obviously, but I don't want to pay $700 for a flight ticket for Memorial Day traveling. Yeah. And I don't want to drive 14 hours to Niagara Falls.
See, so you figured out the flip side of having this normal lifestyle is now you get to pay the first grade rate to go on your vacations now. You can no more Tuesday to Thursday.
It's crazy, right? Yes. So amazing.
Nice. Where else have you been recently? I think you did Miami and New York. Is that correct?
Yeah, I went to Miami.
And a tour to Hailey.
I went to New York. I went to Savannah, Richmond. That's about it. Yeah. So far. Yeah.
What'd you like about those trips? Anything at all? Did you come running back from New York?
I was like, I'd love to live here. Like, almost just stayed forever. I love chaos. Yeah. Like Black Friday shopping, anything like that, I'm like, I need to be there.
You got to do Black Friday shopping in New York.
I did.
Oh, God,
I was there like Thanksgiving to the Monday following Thanksgiving.
Oh, that's cool. Did you check out the parade?
No, so we were going to. We got there at like 11 a.m. And I was like, nah, this is too much. So, it was a lot. But New York's fun. It's not for everybody. No. But also the rats, I don't think I could live there. Yeah. I can't handle mice, let alone rats.
They're like the size of cats. Like they're huge.
No, they're like the size of 3 of my feet. It's horrible, which is huge.
That's huge.
So bad.
That's gross, though. I couldn't imagine. I mean, you'll see the occasional sewer rat down here squashed by something, but not like that. They're not that big. They're like 1-foot rats.
I've never seen a rat here that long. A foot long? No.
I've seen one like about the size of your foot.
Yeah. What are you trying to say?
It's about the length of a foot.
The size 9.
Yeah.
But But yeah, that's probably the only reason I couldn't live there. And it's like $40 million to live there.
Yeah, it's way too
ridiculous.
Expensive. Yeah, see, like the way to go is actually like or go there now and work there till you're 40 and then leave and come back with all that money.
But no, I don't think it's worth it. I'm trying to find out where I want to go, but I have no clue.
The major metropolis of Kinston is not enough to satisfy your needs?
It's not. I love Kinston, but I just don't want to live here forever. I want to like get out and go do something.
For sure.
Get some roots somewhere.
Yeah. What'd you do when you were in Miami?
I went to see Bad Bunny, of course. Saw Bad Bunny, went in like a little bit at the club.
Yeah.
Ate some really good food and swam in the ocean. Did all that.
Did like all the touristy things.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of fun stuff to do down there. I like. I'm trying to think what's just north of Miami.
Wynwood?
No. Me and Steph, we did like the Miami thing for our honeymoon actually. Because it was just fun. And actually, what we did, this is terrible. We got to our first spot. So I worked at the Hyatt at that time. So I got like all these free rooms wherever. Sick. So I just like planned it out. But you could only stay there for 3 days in a row. And they'd start charging you, which the charge rate was like $75 a night.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
So yeah, it was like 10 years ago. So it was kind of
400
average.
now.
Yeah. So, but what was cool was that you could go stay somewhere for 3 nights and then bounce to another spot for another 3 nights and then bounce to another spot. So we did that.
Oh, good idea.
But the one spot we got to first, we literally got there and they had like this really sweet bar and all that stuff. I don't think we really moved from there. Right. Oh, no. The first spot we went to was kind of like the nicest place. So we went there and chilled and like relaxed and we just kind of hung out. And then we were trying to figure out how are we going to get to this other place because Uber didn't exist yet.
Right.
This is how old I am.
No, did it not? 10 years
2012, there wasn't Uber like as a thing. At least I didn't know about it.
I don't think there
So it was like, you're like on like yellowcab.com
Try.
because I need to get from this hotel to this hotel and it was like a 48-minute drive. Well, while we were like there for 3 days, the like concierge guys were really cool and they would do like anything for a tip. And then they knew that we worked for the Hyatt. So like we were in with them a little bit. And so this dude, it's Miami. Yeah, so like,
for sure.
Hey man, we can take you if you want to go somewhere. We'll take you there. And you're like, all right, hell yeah, dude. Like, so we were tipping them. They were like our taxi. Yeah. Well, then it was like, hey, Oscar, we need to, which actually was his name. Okay. Not just picking a random.
I was like,
It's actually his name.
Okay.
I was like, Oscar, like, how can I get a ride? I need to go to the other hotel over here. Yeah. And he was like, oh, we got you. He's like, but we can't pick you up in the parking lot there because they'll see us and we can't do that. And so he was like, just get your stuff and just check out. And he goes and he's like, walk to this parking lot. Sketch. And he's like, so and so will pick you up there and take you. And I'm like, so we're like walking, we're on our honeymoon, we're like walking with our bag. We like check out of this nice ass hotel and then we just start walking down the street and they're like, so we walk to this parking lot and I'm like, all right, babe, I'm going to keep a little bit of cash right here. Because like we flew, so we didn't have like anything on us. I was like, all right, I'm going to keep a little bit of cash here and I'm going to put another little bit of cash in this other thing. So like if we get robbed, we'll have some money to make it to like, so we can get somewhere.
That is sketch.
And this dude picked us up and he's like, hey, how's it going? And he pulls up and he was like, you guys? And we're like, yeah, we're the only random people standing in this abandoned parking lot with our bags. And he throws them in the back of the car and then off we went. And then he pulls up to the spot. He jumps out real quick, opens the bag. I mean, it was like full service. We gave him the cash and off we went. And I was like, it was the most awkward 40-minute drive because we're like looking on our phones like,
are we going the right way?
Is this still where we're supposed to be headed? It was the most sketchy thing ever. But
God.
You ever travel like that?
One time I did.
It's chaos, right?
I
you
did
say
it
you
in
like
Miami.
chaos.
Yeah, but it was like super drunk leaving the club. We couldn't get an Uber because it was so busy. I was like, either I'm going to throw up here or we're going to get an Uber and I'm going to go to the hotel. So the girl that I'm with is like, we'll just ask this random man that was like giving out rides at front of the club. I'm like, okay. So
it's normal.
He works at the bar. I guess he was like the money taker when you walk in, like check your ID, all that. And I'm like, hey, dude, can we get a ride like 10 minutes up the road? He's like, yeah, give me a minute. So we get in the car and he just like blares this like rap, like heavy ass rap. And I'm just looking at her and I'm like, pull pull up your map. Like, let's just make sure. And he just stops. Like, there's a bridge. We were in Wynwood, which is like, but you take the bridge to go to South Beach, and we were staying in South Beach. He just pulls over, and I was like,
this is where we die.
Yes. I was like about to call my mom, like, hey, I love you. Send Liam Neeson.
You have like the SOS text button. You're like,
right. And they didn't have those then. Like, you can squeeze your phone like 5 times. So no, like he eventually pulls off, and I was like, everything okay? He was like, yeah, I just had to send a quick text. And I'm like, to who?
The guy you're taking us to? Do you guys have the van by the boat at the dock?
But we eventually get there, and I'm like, oh God. So like that made me not have to throw up, because I had like sobered up completely.
It's real.
But then we walk into the hotel, and I'm like, man.
That is
still
funny,
amazing. Chaotic travel.
Yeah, it's the best way. Dude. Yeah, I remember we got there, and Steph was like, and she's, Steph anyway, like she's always a little kind of on edge. And that was like, that was putting me out of my comfort zone even. And I was like, I like worked in the downtown area, and I was like, this is so sketchy.
Weird.
I was like, all this to save $25. And I was like, we should have just done the cab. But we survived. We pulled up. I don't even think we got checked in. And she looked at me and she was like, when we go to the next hotel, we're renting a car.
Right.
And I was like, absolutely, babe. No problem.
Yeah, I don't blame her for that.
It was super funny, though. But
you still made it. You're alive.
Yeah, it was good. Woo. And then we didn't leave that place for the whole 3 days, like one of those little resorts that has like a little cabana bar at the pool.
And like swim up bar.
Yeah. So and then we had like the little, we're getting a discount the whole time. Yeah. And then they knew, what are you guys standing for?
So they look
we do this, and they're like, oh yeah, we got you, bro. And it's like, because I work the bar at my Hyatt, and I'm at their bar, and so like what.
That is awesome.
It was awesome. Like that. And then we were on our honeymoon. So these guys, I can't remember their names, but they were really funny. They were like career bartenders at that point. They're like getting because you get the health benefits and the travel, like you get all the benefits of the guy wearing the suit at the Hyatt. Yeah. But you just get to still like live that chill. Yeah, you're like he's serving outside at the pool with like a Hawaiian shirt on every day, and probably making like 70 G's. I mean,
I need
with
to do
Benny's.
that.
That's what I mean. Like
when do I do this?
Destination resort bartending is a total vibe.
Oh my God. I didn't even think about how much money you could make.
Yeah, then you just go to different resorts. Like just go to a different island in a couple of years when you get bored.
And then you can still do benefits.
Yeah.
I need to reevaluate.
And then you get to transfer. So like at the Hyatt, if you like, they'd have to, what was cool about that was like they would pop up the new job postings, and they weren't even allowed to like look at local people applying until they opened it to the network of people that worked for Hyatt already.
That's awesome.
So you could get first did like, oh my God, dude, like the Bahamas Hyatt just literally opened a bar back position.
I should do that.
Take it. Yeah. They needed just something to
Let me get online tonight.
Yeah, you need to just find like a BS, like a Hyatt place and just get in. Dang. And then start checking it.
I'm going to have to go back to school for hospitality.
It was cool. We did our whole honeymoon. We didn't pay for a single night. And then we were getting like, the employee discount and the hookup. It was really fun. It was fun. But yeah, back in the days long. Was that 11 years ago already?
I still can't believe the Uber thing, to be honest.
Yeah, you think of travel without Uber?
I've never even rode in a taxi before in my life. Yeah.
So we did when I go to Chicago for trade shows, my favorite thing to go and do for work. And so we go into Chicago, and it's all high-level technology is what the industry that we're in for 3D printing and stuff. So all these companies have like, there's salespeople, and then there's like salespeople for tech jobs. Right. Like they pay more because they're selling product, they're making a lot of money. So like a lot of really good salespeople generally find themselves in the tech industry and sales jobs. And then you get to be really good at sales because you're really good at doing like making people comfortable and having a good time. Yeah. So pretty much everyone can party like a freaking rock star. So it's really cool. So like depending on who your company works with, like, we work with like HP and they're kind of nerdy stickers. I don't really like hanging out with those people too much. But then we'll go over and it'll be like the AMT people that sell the vapor polish machine. And they're all like young and fun and cool and everything. So I was like, oh, what are you guys doing after the show today? And so it was like every night I was like, what you guys what are we doing tonight? And so this one time we're like, all right, well, let's just go grab like some drinks real quick. We get out like 5, 6 o'clock. We'll just grab some drinks and we'll figure it out from there. So we go out, and Luis is like the main dude for that. I mean, he starts looking up like all the different spots, trying to get us an Uber. And we're staying at the convention center, and there's like 6 or 7 of us all standing there, and you can kind of tell we're like trying to get a ride. Yeah. Well, this dude just rolls up in like a Suburban. He like he pulls into this like courtyard. It's like a horseshoe, we're at like the top of it. He pulls in, and we hear him like boom, boom, boom. Oh my God. Boom, boom, boom. And it's like an all blacked out car. He pulls up, and he's like, And like he like
God.
slams it, gets out, and he goes, "You guys looking for a ride?" And we were like, "Actually, yeah." And he was like, "How many?" We were like, 8. He was like, "Got tons of room." He starts grabbing bags and throwing them in the thing.
Well, we're
like,
in the bags.
We're like, "We're going, yeah."
Right.
And so he takes us, and Louis jumps in the front seat, and he's like, "All right, listen." He's like, "I got you guys all night. I got you. Here's my number. You don't go through the apps. You just call me, and I'll be there in 10 or 15 minutes or less. Like, you tell me when you're cashing out, and I'll come and get you."
I need him.
And this dude wrote us. He like rides us all through Chicago this night. Well,
Dang.
the next night we wake up. I had to bail on him.
Right.
I headed back. So the next morning they all have to get up and work their booth. I didn't have a booth. I'm just there to
I'm just
network.
There to chill.
So I come in about like lunchtime. They all been there since like 9. And they're all like this, like leaning on stuff. They all look like hell. They're all they're in the same stuff they were wearing the day before. They're just like a new white shirt.
Right.
It's the same look, and they look like hell. And it was like, "What's up, guys?" They're like, "Hey," like, and they're like, whew. And then like the next day goes by, or like the day's going by about 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. Their waters they start livening back up a little, and then it's about 5 o'clock. Like, you guys got any good plans for tonight? And they're like, I don't know. We're not really sure. And then like an hour goes by, and they're like, "All right, yeah, we're gonna get out of here. We're gonna go grab dinner." And we're like, "All right, cool." And we go out, and the dude he hits so and so. Dude pulls up again, and they're all like starting to come alive in the ride. We're like busting down to Navy Pier. Have you been to Chicago?
No, I want to
you got to go to Chicago
yeah.
for sure. Like if you've been Miami and New York, Chicago is for sure the next one.
What about the pizza?
Chicago pizza?
Did you eat it? What's your opinion?
I don't know. I kind of like the New York style pizza a little bit better, but I've never been to New York actually.
What?
I know. I've been to Newark.
Jersey.
Yeah.
Jersey.
Yeah, the dirty side of the river, but I'm thinking it's
I haven't ever been to Jersey though.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah, I like flew in. I had to like go. I was like speaking at an event or something, so they flew me in, and I like got to see New York.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, that'd be really cool, but I'm pretty sure if I get caught on the other side of the bridge, I'm never gonna make my flight back.
Oh, okay.
So I was like,
gotcha.
I was in for a night and then out the next day, so I didn't really have a lot of time kind of stuff. But
You need to make a trip.
yeah.
Pizza there, amazing.
Yeah.
Chicago though, lasagna pizza.
Yeah, the
It's
deep
like a
dish with
pie.
the sauce on top.
Yeah.
Have you had Detroit style pizza?
Yes, and I
What do you think
liked
about that?
it.
Like in the tray?
Yeah,
The square
I
pan?
thought it was delicious.
Yeah. It's pretty
What's
good.
another time? Isn't there another? I'm like a grandma slice. What kind of style is that? With like the mozzarella.
I don't know. Is that with like the big
It's a
slices
square.
of mozzarella?
Like it's got I don't know why it's called a grandma slice, but it's like a square mozzarella. I guess you could put like basil or something on it. I think mine just had mozzarella. So good.
That's interesting. I'll have to check that out.
Delicious.
I like the Detroit style and like the little lunch tray, the little serving tray is pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the Chicago style pizza. Meh.
Really?
It's all right.
I just see the big cheese trail whenever somebody eats it.
I would say like the commercial version of Chicago style pizza would be like the deep or like the pan pizza from Pizza Hut.
Okay.
Again, that's a very poor representation of it.
Yeah.
But it's probably the closest thing that you could have like to relate it to.
need
But
to
like
go.
with triple cheese. Because yeah, you nailed that.
I should definitely do that.
Do you like the sauce? Do you like the pizza where they put the cheese on the bread and then the sauce on the cheese?
Ooh.
Have you had that?
I don't think so.
So that's a whole nother vibe.
Sauce on the cheese and then the cheese on Wait,
So they just put like, it's almost like a white pizza, but
Okay.
then they put sauce on top and
Ooh.
run it through. So like
Ooh.
they melt the cheese is melted under the sauce. It's
That
like a whole
sounds
different.
amazing.
Yeah.
What's that called? Like,
I don't know.
no? I feel like I might have had it though.
That might be the Detroit.
I think it is actually.
Yeah, the Detroit style is like
Yeah.
that meaty sauce on top.
Cheese sauce.
Yeah, like
Now I want some pizza.
lasagna on bread.
I love lasagna. That's my favorite food
Really?
ever. Funny story about lasagna.
Let's go.
I don't do this now, but I used to do edibles a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Last time I did an edible, I made a whole lasagna in my kitchen. Woke up the next morning with a half-eaten pan of lasagna and the spatula like in my hand. So I vowed to never do it again. It was horrible. I had like the meat sweats, or like just the sweats. I was like, damn, I feel so bad right now.
Yeah. So yeah, I thought you were gonna say that you then put like mushrooms in the lasagna. That's a whole nother trip.
No, I haven't ever done that.
I never done it either.
God,
I just
I'm
know
scared
that
to.
It's just like one of those urban recipes, you know.
Literally. God, no, I
Yeah.
could never.
Yeah, we'll have to ask around. I'm sure there's a few people that have tried that.
Oh, for sure. I think I can think of 5 on the
I
top of my head.
Yeah, I was like, yeah.
Maybe 5, maybe 10.
Exactly.
God.
But yeah, well, that's fun. What do you think of like how does Sugar Hill pizza compare to the New York pizza?
So it's actually really close, like size wise. Obviously, I think I love Sugar Hill, but
Yeah, no shade.
New York is like just chef's kiss.
Yeah, competition breeds success generally.
But no, it is legit
It's
New
pretty
York
close
style
style.
pizza. Yeah.
Yep.
It's really good.
Yep. Yeah, I pretty much like lived on Sugar Hill by the slice when I moved down here. I was like, oh my God, can you believe it? I can go get a whole lunch for like
So
$3.19.
close,
Like one
That
slice
is
of
the
pepperoni
best.
at the time was like $3. I'm like, man, this
And
is
it's
crazy.
so big.
Yeah. I'm trying to hit up that. Have you seen the family special over there recently?
The like with the knots and the wings.
Knots,
for like
wings,
30
and a small pizza
bucks.
for $30.
And you get a drink.
And
or like a 2 liter.
I've got 2 liters half drank in the of Mountain Dew in the fridge right now because I'm like, oh man, I really want pizza. And I'm like, well shoot, we're already spending 20.
Get
May as
the
well spend
family
30 and get the
style.
wings and the knots and all that stuff. But yeah,
I
been
forgot
smacking
about
good.
that. Sounds so good right now. I think I'm gonna get pizza after this.
That's what I was gonna do too.
You've convinced me.
Yeah, yep. Steph's got a whole laundry list of stuff for me to do this afternoon.
Yeah, furniture.
On the top of them
And
was
the
just
fly.
Kelly's damn flies. I don't know how we get them in here. We had the door open yesterday because it was nice out.
Like
and they
78 degrees.
Yep. Back to reality today though with the 50s.
I forgot that door opened up.
Oh yeah. Yep. It's kind of like nerve-wracking having it open because like it's nice, but you've got to be right here
Yeah, the
all
whole
day
time.
with these little kids running around and stuff because that's the last thing you need is them to
Oh,
pop in on you, grab it, a little grab and go. So we've been checking them out, casing this out a little bit. So we've also been talking about getting something for the windows and some pull down shades and stuff like that. But anywho,
I haven't seen those kids in a while.
Yeah,
which might be for the best, but
yeah, the weather's getting warmer, so they'll be back soon. But anywho, got mad cameras though. Got the whole block on lockdown.
Good.
The whole block.
We need that.
Yep. Yeah, cameras is good.
They really are.
For sure. Well, what's I heard that you were maybe working on renaming the saloon Hailey's Saloon.
Yeah.
Is that a real thing?
For sure. Not anymore. That I've stopped working as much.
Yeah.
Emma's working a lot more because I took off like 7 weekends, I feel like. This is actually my first weekend back in like a month.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I work tomorrow. We're going to open tomorrow.
A little Sunday.
Yeah.
Stuff, yeah.
We're trying to get there.
I think you guys would do well on Sundays. And
Yeah.
I think like I'd have to get Travis, once he gets the other spot and stuff going, but like he occasionally like once or twice pop open to just like quiet opened on a Monday.
That's a cool idea.
And that was like one of the, not every time, but just like, hey, I'm just going to open up for a blitz.
Yeah.
Because like the one time he did it, I think I went over there and it was cool because it was like people you don't usually get to see out. Like Steve Lovick made it over because it's a Monday and they were closed and he was able to do it. And like that was really cool, like neighborhood bar feel for sure.
Maybe we could do it.
It'd be fun. Just impromptu.
Just like get off work and be like, hey, what's up?
Yeah, I just till 8 only.
Yeah,
like,
no.
Yeah,
definitely.
We're going till 7:30 or something just like that.
That's
every
what I'm
once in a
doing
while.
tomorrow.
That'd be cool. So yeah, are you guys gonna do that at a couple of Sundays, or are you thinking just tomorrow? Because I'm not gonna have this.
Try. Like last time we opened on Sundays, it was kind of it was like a dud here, but then a busy day here.
Yeah.
But it's still crappy having to sit there for like 4 or 5 hours and nobody
the duds
show
are
up.
terrible, but the bangers make it worth it.
It does, but then you're like, is it gonna be a banger today or a dud?
Yeah, am I gonna make
whatever?
12 or 200?
Yeah, right. I want the 200.
Yeah, that
we'll
was like.
See though.
Yeah, that's Sundays everywhere though.
Yeah.
When I was bartending at the Hyatt, it's like a convention center hotel too, and that would be like that sometimes. Like you'd be like cram packed, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday with like these like business groups or work conventions would come in. It'd be like the dental association. Everyone's
really cool.
rolling a big fat tab, so you're serving, you're real busy. And then like like maybe Friday you'd have like a church group come in. No sales in the bar that night, and then like
obviously,
or we'd have like these weeks where it'd be like because like the groups that are coming into town. That's what they're trying to get going down here, like trying to host groups. I know Leon's real big, trying to get like a little convention space set up somewhere, so like then you could start having influxes of people coming in during the week too. Yeah, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for a work conference, and then that fills in the open time basically that the downtown has to make money. But we would have like sometimes you'd have like 2 weeks in a row of these just banger groups and they were running us like crazy. We were staying till late, making a bunch of money. And then like Sunday would be like, you'd be like, oh, cool. I just got to come in and work that Sunday shift. And then I'm off for a couple of days. Like I can chill on that Sunday shift. And you come in and it's like some freaking cheerleading convention. There's all these damn kids running around. You're like serving like grilled cheeses for $4 and no one wants to tip you. And you're like, no. I want to go back to like 8 days ago when I was selling like, like a drink and a glass for $12.50 because it's a hotel.
Yeah.
That was so awesome. But
like a $5 tip.
Yeah.
It adds up. People don't realize that.
No, the corporate tabs are sweet too. Like when people are buying drinks and it's on the business.
It's like what is it, like mandatory 18%, I feel like?
Yeah, it's like worked into them. They're like, hey, if you're using our card, don't make us look like idiots as a business and tip this. Because you do. Yeah.
For sure.
I got tricked on that. You get duped sometimes. It's hard to remember everyone.
Yeah.
Like
occasionally.
You get like that. I had this happen where I had a person where like a business group came in and dude's like, hey, you remember me, right? And I was like, yeah. 30,000 people a year.
Right?
I don't remember you. And he was like, yeah, you served me and my family. And I was like, when? And he was like, remember that cheer thing? And I was like, oh. And he's like, here, use my card for the table. And I was like, walking away. And I'm like 21.
Yeah.
So I'm like still learning life a little bit. A lot. And I was like walking away going, damn, he remembers me. And I don't remember him.
Right.
But he said, I got it, and he remembered me, so it's probably going to be a pretty good tip.
Yeah.
And I was like, but he did say he was in with the cheerleading, and usually on those days, I'm not very kind.
Right.
Kind of like a jerk, because I'm like working harder for half pay on those days. And so he ran a big tab, and I took good care of him and stuff, and then that son of a bitch gave me like 10% on like $200-300, and I was like, that MFer, I remember him now. And then it was like, as soon as I saw it, I like brought the book back and looked at it, and I was like, I remember exactly where he sat. That son of a bitch sat over there, and his kids were the worst, and he stiffed me that day too, or did me real bad.
Like that.
Oh, but he tricked me so good. He's like, hey, you remember me? And then he got me for the good service, and then he hammered me, and I was like, man, I gave up like 3 other tables to keep them, and then he dogged me. But the life of a tipped employee is crazy. It's a gamble always.
Like the thought of when you walk in and you look at the book and you're like you just get that like growl. You're like, ah. I had one time and I was like super nice because like if it's my first time having you as a customer, I'm gonna be super nice to anybody. Yeah. And then if you stiff me, I'm like, never again. Like you are getting a tiny bit of attention. Mm-hmm. And then you just open the book and you're like, okay. Like put them on the mental list.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a real thing.
It really is. Luckily, the saloon isn't that bad for people that way. When I worked at Jay's, oh my God, it's like you can give them like royal service. And you're just like, what the heck, man? Yeah. Why?
Yeah, it's real random too, like that, especially in the restaurant game. Yeah, I think like I'm with you on that. The bar stuff is a little bit more standard. Like, generally people that are doing that, they know. A lot of them have been in the game, so they get it a little bit more for sure. Yeah.
A lot of kids don't tip though. Like I say kids, but like 21 don't know how. Nobody taught them how. Yeah. And I'm like, dude, it's like common courtesy.
Yeah, just like a buck.
Yes, and you're the most annoying ones.
You know what I mean? So. Yeah, they're the ones that are like
waving.
Miss.
All the time.
We would never respond to that. Yeah.
No, never. I'm only like, okay.
Yeah. I got you. Exactly. What else going on? Anything good fun? What you got? You got any new how many pups are you up to now?
2. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, I wish I had my phone. I would show you.
You're good. Shoot me some pics. We'll flutter them up.
I don't even know where my phone is. Anyways, so I have River, who I've had forever. He's like 4.5 now. 4.5 in March, actually. I don't really know when his birthday is, but I just say that.
You haven't given him like an official date?
So I got him on March 7th. So I guess that's his gotcha date. He was like 6 months when I got him. So the math in my head is September. Like something like that. So I don't know. I celebrated his birthday in February last year. I don't know.
It's early.
Yeah, it's fine.
What do you do to celebrate the dog birthday?
Oh my God. My mom, we get like these little cookies. There's a little pet store in New Bern we always go to. We get like a big cookie, get a little cookie cake. No chocolate, of course.
It's puppy cake.
Do like a peanut butter, I guess it's peanut butter oatmeal, something like that. But we'll give him that. And I'll like try to hold him for a second to see how long he can wait, like all the drool. And get him some toys. Yeah. But now I got one of my coworkers, her dog had puppies, and I got one of those. She's like a brindle. We have no idea what she is, but we went to the vet for her 3-month checkup, and she was like 17 pounds. Ooh. And I was like,
Here we go.
I was like the SpongeBob meme where he's like, ooh. So I texted her and I was like, what's in these dogs? Like, what are they? I don't know. I think she might have Mastiff in her, though. I'm very scared. Her name is Princess Coco. My dad, whenever I told him, he was like, well, what's her name? I was like, Princess Coco. He was like, change that name now.
Go ahead and scratch that one.
I was like, nah, we're good.
That's funny.
Yeah, she's super cute, though. Sweet little doggy.
You got to get on embark.com.
What is that?
Oh, see.
What is Embark? Oh, my God.
Shameless plug. We'll put it right here. But you got to check out episode 34. We had Kennedy Santos on.
Okay.
And she was telling us about her dog,
Embark?
Ducky. Yeah. And
what is that?
They went and got, like, it's like the doggy DNA test.
Okay.
And so it's just like Ancestry, but for dogs.
Stop.
I swear to God.
Oh, my God. I think I might have to do that.
So, yeah, Embark.com is going to go ahead and have to sponsor the podcast
yes,
because
they do.
that's two out of 3 episodes. But yeah, she was telling us, like, they went and did that for their dog because they didn't know either. It's like a little short, brindle-looking, like, it looks like a pit bull crossed with a dachshund.
Right.
She said it came back with, like, all the percentage breakdowns of all the different dog, like, pit bull, lab. I think there was a thing where they said, and 3% Chihuahua.
Okay, that's so random.
I don't understand how you can be 61% pit bull, 3% Chihuahua, but when you look at the dog, it's got like little short legs and all that stuff. You have to check that out.
I do.
Next level nerdery.
Oh, God.
She said, this is the funniest shit to me ever. I was like, well, do you get to see like when relatives of the dog pop on?
Oh, like the family tree?
She said yes.
What?
And she said like just last week she got an email that 2 more relatives had joined. You know, these people had put their dog on, and she said they were like second or third cousins, and like you can contact the person and be like, "Hey, our dogs are related." And she said one of them was like in Texas or something. I was like, "How the hell does that happen?"
Like, I just can't. My dog has a cousin out there. Like, that just blows me.
A whole family tree of cousins, uncles. Little doggy ants.
The little family tree, like one's wearing like a suit, and then the mom's like got the little wig. I've got to do this now. I've got to put it together.
I'm telling you, you got to check it out. It was the funniest shit ever. She was telling me about it, and I was like, shut the fuck up.
I love that so much. Oh my God.
Like our dogs are like, which makes sense though. It's the same as like the AKC registered dogs. Like we can go back with our German Shepherds and track it like all the way back. Like I like nerded out when we got our dogs and found out that they were like 19 generations from the original dog that was, you know,
that is
classified,
crazy.
And you can track it all back through their pedigrees and stuff.
I didn't know you could do that at all.
The certain dogs have like stronger databases, if you will, of like, you know, depending on who it was. So like our dogs, we got lucky because like we took them from the bloodline that were like the Eastern German Shepherds, which were the Eastern German government owned them. You know, like it was all crazy. They tore the wall down, all that. Yeah. Like Eastern Germany had like it was like really communist. It was like really hardcore there, and so they had their dogs from like World War. I can't remember how far it goes back now. But at least World War II, Eastern German dogs were registered through the government and military, and they like had a breeding program specifically for them. Yeah. And so you can go back and it'll show you how they would test the dogs and put them through testing and stuff. Yeah. And then weed out the dogs that had negative traits that they didn't like, and they were like hyper focused on creating a dog that would do like all of this crazy stuff for their police and military, you know, for intimidation and keeping people in and stuff, because they didn't want people to leave Eastern Germany. So they would have like these walls, and then they were breeding these dogs to be like super tough in cold weather and be kind of nasty and mean and bark a lot. And so they would take the dogs that did those things naturally, and they put them in their breeding program, and they were just like creating like super dogs.
That's so cool though. I did not know it went back that far.
Yeah, we were able to track it back. Like our dogs, like 5 or 6 generations up from our dogs, were dogs that were actually in the Eastern German government's possession in the late 80s.
That's so cool though.
That's kind of neat. Like it's But yeah, you have to check out Embark. You never know.
I will. My dog's just gonna be like some trailer hood dog, like just randomly walking around. Like
it's got like all of its family tree pictures are like.
Like Betty Ann or
dogs missing teeth and little tats.
Like a little cigarette.
Yeah, little bandanas off to the side. That's what I want to know. Like, do little chihuahuas have like little white, like,
they have to. Oh my God.
wife beaters and
I'm going to get like a tattoo, like the typical mom tattoo, but get my dog's names in it, I think.
Yeah, like a heart.
And then take a picture like that. Yeah.
Yeah, like the mom tat. Yeah,
I did think about it, and I was like, is that weird? Like, what if I got one right under the other?
Yeah, you just have like
do whatever you want.
And then you like run out of space. You got to start going down the other arm. You're like in your 40s.
Get like a tramp stamp. What is that? My
dog.
But
you could do it like your first dog's in the middle, and then like as it builds out. And
a family tree.
You know, in theory, as we get older, we get larger, so you'd have more skin to put them on over time.
Oh my God. Look, just imagine me at 80 years old. What are all these tattoos?
Grandma, let me show you. And you're like stretching it out so you can see.
That's a goal now.
Brandon Corey's going to have to get on that.
Right.
Little doggy puppy family tree.
That's such an awesome idea for people that, I mean, I'm obsessed with mine, but like somebody will do that out there. I'm not doing it. I do want to get the river
mom
thing.
Style?
Yeah.
I think you should do that for sure.
Yeah, but what do you think? Like, have you got a tattoo over there or not? You don't have any tattoos.
I've got a couple, but I haven't gotten a tattoo since I was like 17 for my first one, and then like a month before Hailey was born.
Okay.
I was like, yeah,
go get one.
Wild. And
what'd you get?
I have like a zombie person on the inside of my arm, and more or less the reason I got it was like at the time I was like really into like motorcycles and all that shit, and I was like, oh yeah, this will be cool, you know. I was just gonna get tatted everywhere at that time, and so I was like, cool, whatever. And it was a buddy of a buddy that was like had 3 weeks left at a shop, and then he was moving like across town. He was like, I just have all this artwork that I had done that I'd like to put in my portfolio, so like needle fee.
Okay.
And so it was like, I think I gave the dude like $130, $140 for like a really, really detailed tattoo, and then he just wanted to be able to take pictures of it. That's
awesome.
So that was that one. How about you? You been over there?
Yeah, I actually got something. I got like a Bad Bunny related tattoo, of course. But no, I liked it. I want to go back. I want to start on a sleeve on this side, but I have like all these jumbled up thoughts in my head of what I want, so I need it to make sense before I get it.
Have you seen like the AI generated artwork online?
So actually I did not know about that, and then Travis kept saying AI, and I was like, hell is AI?
You're like,
I don't
it's
understand.
TI, you stupid
I'm
motherfucker.
I'm a girl, yeah. Like, I don't know what AI is. I just know like what I'm doing right now. But he was like, they're taking over or something. And I was like, oh robots, my God. Yeah. So I looked it up, and it's actually really cool.
Yeah.
So I did look into that. Forgot where we were going. I totally lost my train.
No, you got to take all their
thinking about robots.
You got to get the tattoo idea. Yeah, no, they start to take over your mind. See how that works.
Probably.
But you got to get the tattoo ideas and type it all into the AI artwork generator, and then hit it, and then see if it can't conglomerate all of your ideas into like one piece of artwork. We need to do
that. We need to get that website.
I'm telling you. I can't remember what it is. Jerry actually showed it to me a couple months ago, and I hadn't really heard of it before then. He was like, check it out, and he like types in all this stuff. He like types in a sentence of stuff, and was like enter, and it was like all this different random artwork.
That's so cool.
And it just creates it on the fly based on what you put in.
What is I know what it is, but like what is it?
So I'm not into it too much, but artificial intelligence is what it stands for. And so basically it's the setup that it's the understanding that you can create programming that utilizes different things and inputs, and then it can generate stuff artificially with its mind. So
it's just scary because it can do all that?
So if you're big on like the way this goes, and Grant could elaborate on this for hours, he's really into it. There's this website called, I think, Futurism. And so that's what he gets on all the time, and every now and then he'll share stuff with us. And some of it is basically like the fear is that if you keep pumping as much information as you can into this database or like this server that is used to create all these things, that eventually you could teach it how to learn so fast that it could hyperspeed and then basically supersede humans and then take over the world.
That's a little scary. It's
because if
cool,
you think about it, like if you have machines and they're all on this network of stuff, and eventually they're saying that like if you, I don't really know, this is just me, this is my understanding of it, so fry me in the comments please, but the way that I understand it is that basically the fear is if you keep going down this road and it keeps accelerating its development so much that eventually we're not going to be able to be, like our minds won't be able to keep up with it, and it could actually take over, and then be like, you could have AI be like, creating holograms and creating content that puts it out that like there's a world leader of like these are just conspiracies.
I
but
think I get what you're saying.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, like it's so real that we wouldn't know. Is that like
they could create like they're saying like sometimes they think that AI could get so complex that it could create like a new reality that it then spins to all of us, and we're such idiots that we would be like, oh my god,
what?
or that like it could get tied into manufacturing and then robotics and automation, and then all of a sudden that the AI could be like, here's plans to build robots that can go out at like an army and you can't kill them. And so it's just like
what's that movie that does?
There was one with Robin Williams. And that was like way back in its time.
It's wild, kind of weird. Though. I guess that's kind of the same. And there's like what I Am Legend is like. No, that's zombies, isn't it?
I can't remember.
There's one.
I Am Legend was kind of like COVID.
Yeah, no lie. But there's one with robots and Will Smith. I don't know what it is.
Tron.
Tron? Are you sure? Maybe.
No. Yeah, it was. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'll look it up real quick.
We have to know.
What would it be? Will Smith AI movie?
Something like that. It's not robots. That's a kids movie.
iRobot.
See, I was right. I'm smart. But yeah, this is the same kind of.
Like it starts creating like the army of robots, and then they start fighting the people, and then they get so smart that they have all these techniques and tactics just downloaded
that we don't know.
We still have to think and come up with an idea and then act on it, and they're just like macro processing everything. That's
scary.
Isn't that
weird?
What
would we do though? Would we pretend to be robots and fit in, or what?
I don't know what I would do.
Do you have a good robot voice? try it out so we know.
I don't, because I immediately went to when you said robot voice. You remember? Have you seen Grandma's Boy?
Maybe maybe so. I don't know.
So Grandma's Boy is like this movie. It's like one of those. I don't know if it's a National Lampoon movie, but it's like Betty White's in it actually.
What? Is she the grandma?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so this dude works at like a video gaming place. And they are like a bunch of computer programmer nerds, and they program and create video games. And anywho, there's like this, they're all like employees of the video game place, and they're working on this project. And like the main guy that's like, it's his video game that they're helping build. He's like a hyper nerd, obviously, and he wears like this little like black trench coat. It's done in the 90s.
I swear I've seen this.
He wears like the black trench coat, and he walks around and he talks in robot voice. Peer, peer. Like he does all this weird shit.
Dude, that's what I was going for. We'd be horrible robots then. Oh my god.
That movie is great. When they find, this would help you remember. He comes home one night with all of his friends. And it's his grandma, and his grandma has two roommates that she lives with. And so he's talking about he got kicked out of his like girlfriend's house, and he's hanging out with these roommates, these three ladies that they're wearing him out because they're making him do chores and shit. Yeah. But he gets to work, and he's like 38, and everyone else is like 22.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, these roommates I'm living with, man, they're just wearing me out. And they're like, oh, dude's a legend. Like he's living with 3 chicks, and he can't even get to sleep. And it's not. It's like he's living with 3 grandmas. Oh my God. But they come home one night, and they're like. Betty White is like, I don't know if it's Betty White in there. It might be.
I don't think it's Betty White.
It's not Betty White. It's the chick that was on Everybody Loves Raymond.
Okay, yeah.
And she was in Christmas Vacation too. So I was wrong. Not Betty White.
It's George Costanza's mom too in Seinfeld. I can't think of her name though.
So they go this whole thing. He comes home and they're all acting crazy, and he like got them all hyped up on Antiques Roadshow.
Oh my God.
And so they come home, and the grandmas they're all like going crazy and stuff. And they're like, he's like, what has gotten into you? And he's like, like even like the older lady was like, acting all weird. And he's like, and they were like, oh, and they're laughing hysterically, like, we found Sophie's tea. So Sophie was like their 4th roommate that died, and he's staying in her room. Well, he was putting his weed in like this little jar up he was stashing his weed, and the grandma had found it, and then they made tea with it. They're like, oh, Sophie left this is Sophie's tea. So they made weed tea, and they all got baked, and they were acting hilarious.
That kind of sounds amazing, though.
It's a pretty
not
funny.
Gonna lie.
It was such a funny movie. I don't know why, but they did some like other version of it.
I feel like I've heard of it, but it's kind of like something I watched with my dad that my mom was like, you shouldn't be watching this. Like, I think it's that kind of movie, if I'm not mistaken.
It's definitely one of the ones where like you try to get it's like a movie you would see at like your aunt's house.
Okay, yeah, your crazy aunt.
Yeah, her Grandma's Boy maybe is what it is.
There's another one that's like that I watched recently.
All right, so it was a 2006 movie. Grandma's Boy is what it's called.
I think I have seen it. Yeah, I have seen that. There's no way I haven't. Because that guy, I can't think of that guy's name either.
Oh, my God.
He's amazing.
He's freaking hilarious.
He's in, like, all the Adam
Nick
Sandler
Swardson.
Yes.
And Nick
so
Swardson.
Cool. It's got all Adam Sandler people in it.
Yep, it's a Happy Madison production.
Yeah.
There you go. $5 million budget movie that still gets watched. Like, it's just one of those stupid, dumb things that you can't miss.
Love it.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one.
Now I'm probably going to go home and watch it. Not gonna lie.
You should.
And eat my pizza from Sugar Hill.
It's not that long. So.
It's really not.
If we make this happen, you can do it all before. What time
I can. I might do it at work.
Even at 5? Yeah.
Yeah.
Even at 5 tonight?
Yeah. Yeah, 5. It's
5
Saturday.
5 or whenever you feel like it, right? Yeah.
God.
That's funny. That's funny. I love the how often you're giving Travis shit on Facebook.
That was my New Year's resolution.
New Year's resolution was to double down on it, right?
Actually, yeah. So every time I see him post something, I get the notification sent to my phone, and I immediately troll him. It's my favorite pastime. He'll do anything, and anytime he, like, grammar's off, I'm like, hey, gotta fix this. It's amazing.
I love it. It's one of my favorite things to do.
He hates it. And I don't know if you know, but anything he hates, I love. Yeah. It's amazing.
It keeps the math simple.
Yes.
What was the one the other day we got him on?
Gosh.
No, I think we got you.
You kind of got me, but he didn't know. What was it?
I got you good on something. He was like looking for a person to videographer. Or I'm looking for a videographer to chronicleize my life and make a show out of it. And you were like, you said something along the lines of like, no one would watch it, but or like something like that. And then you're like, my show would be the actual one that would be successful.
Oh, God,
and I said,
but
you would be late to every.
You never show up.
You never show up to your own show.
I mean, that's true.
It was pretty fair though. And that's how I started really guilting
really
you into
did.
showing up here. So I've been hitting her up. She's if you don't know anything about Hailey,
BS her.
she cancels a lot.
Lucky.
She's a day of canceler.
Yeah.
And so it had been a couple of times I was trying to get her on. It was just like, then it became a joke of like, I would just start sending her random text messages.
Bi-weekly.
Hey, this is your bi-weekly message on Messenger that you are going to completely ignore until I come in and see you. And then, like, when I leave the saloon, when me and Steph leave the saloon, then you'll, like, message me and be like, hey, just kidding, you know, oh, I just missed it, or I must have not seen this. Like, shut the fuck up.
So he messaged me, said, what the hell did you say?
I said, hey.
Oh, holding your breath, you were like, he said, me all week.
Yeah. Yeah, like last week I was like, it was Sunday and it was really nice weather and I was like, hey, it's a great day to come down and record a podcast. And then I sent another message that said, oh shit, I meant to send this really intriguing, like first 3 lines of a message and then let it be really, 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 really long. And at the end of it, so that I knew that you would open it, it would be like, by the way, do you want to schedule a podcast? And so she was like, no, actually, but I can do one this week. How about Saturday? And I was like, all right, cool, yeah. Here's a picture of me all week. And it was all thrown up, but it was just like this ridiculous picture. And then last night she was like, are you still on for tomorrow? And I was like, yeah. She's like, are you still holding your breath? And I was like, where I was. Again, stupid shit.
But here we are.
Yeah, made it happen.
Yes.
But anywho, too much fun.
Good time.
Well, let me know when we get the Hailey Saloon shirts going, because I know
we should do that for the barbecue fest
with the X out over.
I think we should.
I think it's hot. That would be that's the.
I'd wear it every
attire.
day.
That's the.
I'd wear it to bed.
Can I get 7 of those?
No, I just need 6.
Yeah.
Sunday you just wear the same thing. Like I told you, I didn't even shower yet today. Which
you
is kind of gross. I've said it like 3 times.
You say it like you're actually gonna, though.
I am, for sure. I'm going to go get the tan in bed, then I'm going to shower.
That's too funny. Well, cool. Well, I won't hold you too much longer from your pizza. I definitely don't want to do that. Mm-hmm. But you have anything else you want to throw in? Any other good stuff? Maybe a last-minute dig?
At who?
Your favorite? You
I don't know.
I was jokingly trying to hit you up the week of his, like, last week.
I didn't go to his birthday party.
we were doing other stuff, too.
Yeah.
We didn't make it either. But, yeah, not intentional. Plus, we like the smaller crowds at the saloon. Yeah. I'm not,
I can see that.
I'm not, like, big for, like, the big blowouts.
I like talking to people. I don't like just walking and be like, hey, da, da, da.
Yeah, or, like, the ultra loud or, like, nowhere to sit or...
Yeah.
That's just not my jam. I kind of, like, avoid the crowded
Understandable.
Events, except for barbecue fest, obviously.
Yeah.
You know, there's things, but
that's gonna be nuts.
Plus, it was cold.
It was very cold.
And the saloon really gets cold when it's cold.
It does.
We just weren't.
I don't understand that whatsoever.
Like, no.
Yeah.
So,
It's hard. I had to buy a heater to go put in there.
But I was hitting you up though because I was like, man, this would have been the perfect time. We'd release the Hailey episode on his birthday
to steal his thunder.
I know. I was like, Hailey, this is your opportunity to steal the thunder. Well, we can
next year.
You could share it and make his whole birthday day, his whole 30th birthday weekend. It could have been
Mine.
you sharing your. I thought it would have been funny.
How about next year on his birthday?
Think that's funny, though.
I'll legally change my birthday to his, and we'll see who gets more happy birthdays on Facebook.
Just throw yourself a birthday party.
Why not? And do it like right across the street. Like just in that apartment complex. Hey guys, Rager.
Do it in the park.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like right behind it.
You should have a pig race for your fake birthday.
Right.
And then just put out the invite to everyone like 5 days before and then.
Yeah, Hailey's party. What?
So mean, but so funny. That'd be perfect for both of you. That'd be hilarious.
Love that.
But yeah, I was trying to. I thought that would have been funny.
Honestly,
I was like, man, come on.
Damn, I should have done that. I could have stolen all his happiness that day and loved it.
Next time.
Next birthday.
For sure. Yeah. Well, cool.
Yeah.
Well, shameless self-promotion. Anything?
What? I don't know.
It's a little thing we do at the end.
I don't know. What are we doing?
It's how we always find out whether or not people watch the show or not to the end.
Okay.
At the end of every show, do shameless self-promotion. If you have anything you want to plug, anything shameless, sometimes people use it when you already got it. You got your job stuff going. But sometimes people are like, I want to quit my job. If you're hiring, hit me up.
I don't want to quit my job.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You already.
I'm just kidding. I don't know.
If nothing else,
I don't know. I'm blank right now.
If nothing else, it's find me and follow me and watch
all
the times that
follow
I'm
my
trashing
travel
on
page.
Yeah, do you have that?
Hit that
on
Instagram
or something?
It's at Life with Hales with a Z. So
there you go. Check it out. We'll throw it right here if I remember.
Yeah, I'll text you. You won't open it just to be a dick.
Yeah, I'm just so you know, I'm not responding to anything you send my way for at least 6 months.
I don't blame you. I wouldn't.
No, that's too funny. Well, cool. Appreciate you coming on.
Yeah.
Finally,
I'm glad we did it.
Enjoy your pizza.
We'll do a
Enjoy
6 month
tanning. Yeah, we'll do a little follow-up. We'll try and find some other time where you can really crash on Travis's parade or something. We'll find those opportunities
there
and share
them with you. There has to be something coming up.
I'm sure.
I'm trying to get a flight delayed for him one day soon.
You should tell him you'll be his ride to the airport.
And then
not
just
pick
never
him
show
up.
up.
So
He's had that happen before, so it's probably like deja vu for him.
He's already got that PTSD.
Yes, I love it. I love your ideas for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Yeah, I'll keep sharing them.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, cool. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for checking this out. Yeah. This was Kicking It with Zac Holcomb, episode 36. That's Hailey Bigler. I'm Zac Holcomb. We'll catch up with you on episode 37.